Hello guys! Today I'm doing the 90s tag because I was born in 1993 and this was my childhood. I absolutely adored the 90s. I was a total 90s kid. So, the first question to this 90s tag would be fave TV shows. Our TV show, but it's kind of hard to pick one because there were so many that were like amazing. So I will list them off to you. Okay, so when I was younger, it was Barney. I absolutely loved Barney. I watched him all the time. As I got older, it was Arthur, the Little Mermaid series, if y'all haven't seen that. Because, no one really talks about that anymore, but I found it on like Disney Channel really late at night. I have it recording and I watch it and I'm like, yes, childhood. So there's a Little Mermaid series, Madeline. Don't know if y'all ever heard of that either because not very many people talk about it in the 90s tags that I've seen. Like, actually I haven't seen anyone talk about her, but I loved that show. Dragon Tales, which was more like closer to the end of the 90s going into the 2000s, I believe. Let's see. Ugh, my cat's pooping and it stinks really bad. Lovely. Thank you, Izzy. I love you too. Anyways, Lizzie McGuire, Timon and Pumbaa series. Oh my gosh, love that. Rugrats, Little Bear, Big Comfy Couch, which was, now that I look at it, is really creepy looking, but I loved that show so much. And the Magic School Bus, and last but not least, of course, Pokemon. I mean, hello. I remember I used to take naps during the day and then I would make my grandma wake me up for Pokemon, and she hated the Pokemon but she still did it anyways, and I appreciate that, Grandma. I really do. Alright, now for the next question. Boo 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 boo. Favorite toy. Alright. I was a Lion King freak. So my favorite toys were like Lion Kings, and I was just in general like obsessed with lions, and I had so many lion toys, but also dinosaurs. I had so many dinosaur toys. Here is some of my Lion King things. Well, I'll show you one right now, which I looked forever for this. I never got it as a child, and when I got older I found it and I was so excited. But yeah, Scar. He like punches you. I don't think he's really supposed to be punching you, but yeah. Now for the next question. Oh, I also loved the Princess Barbies because, Ariel and stuff like that. Fave commercial. I've always loved watching the commercials that were like cereal commercials with the little cartoons and stuff like that. So like the three elves, like Snap, Crackle, Pop, I think were their names. I used to have like a dream about them where there was this, like, my closet led to like this treehouse like thing that they lived at, and I just hung out with them all the time. I had that dream all the time and I still remember it. It was a good dream though. It was fun. It's like my own little adventure. I also really loved all the like Disney commercials. They were so good, and like all the emotion and whatever. It was just amazing. I love even watching them now, just going back and looking at them. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? I have to say NSYNC. Justin Timberlake was my babe. I loved watching him. I got a doll of him that was like him attached to like strings, and I cut the strings off, and yeah, and luckily he didn't fall apart because my mom was like, if you cut those strings he's gonna fall apart, and luckily he didn't, which is good. His hair was terrible. It looked like ramen noodles, but other than that, he was my boo. Love Justin Timberlake. Weirdest clothing trend. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this, because most of everyone was saying like overalls or and stuff like that. But there was like these bubble shirts, and they were really thin, and it was supposed to be one size fits all and stuff like that. I had one. It was pink and it had like flowers on it, and just looking at that now, I'm like, that was really ugly. And it was really uncomfortable too. I remember it being very uncomfortable. I hated overalls too. Didn't like them. I thought they looked weird. Yeah. Favorite collector's item. Okay, so we all know there's Beanie Babies. I collected Beanie Babies. I still have like tons of them. I used to go like all the time during the summer, I guess. It was only the summer, it might have been more. But my grandma, we would go out to eat, and she would take me and my sister to the Beanie Baby shop that was in the mall, and we would get a new Beanie Baby each week. So yeah, and then other than that, I mean, of course we got like more than that and stuff like that. But I will show you my first Beanie Baby I ever had. I wonder what his name is. Oh, his tag is like completely white. No idea what his name is, but he is the first Beanie Baby I ever had. He's a weenie dog. Tough times this one's gone through. He's made it through it all. And my favorite, which is the next question, Beanie Baby, would be this. He is a bat. I adored him all of my life. The only sad part is this isn't the original one that I had before, because I lost the original one because I brought him everywhere. No, this one is my friend's brother's, and she was like, he doesn't want mine anymore. Do you want his? So here's him. His name is Batty. I still treat him as the first one though, of course. And another thing that I collected, which isn't really a collector's item thing, was Lion King things. So I have him and a bunch of other stuff back there. This one in particular, I remember I was very young. I don't even know how I got money, but I did things like around the house to get money to save up for this guy. Yep. I love him. He's supposed to be a puppet, but I think it's only for like the arms, which, what's the point, you know? But he's so cool. I love him still. And here's another thing that I like a lot that's in my collector's item thing, and anything that's really was made in the 90s about Lion King, I like really want, because that's like the best like authentic stuff of Lion King. Like all the ones now, they just look so cartoonish, like less cartoon than that. Just, I don't know, there's something weird about them. I definitely like the older ones better, and I'm always looking for them because I will forever collect Lion King. Okay, the next thing is favorite game system. Now, I wasn't much of a game player, like I didn't really do video games or anything ever, not in my life, still not today. I've always been more of going outside kind of thing and playing like Indians and soccer and all that stuff. But I did have a Game Boy, and it wasn't until like earlier I started using it, and I played like this Spirit game, which is, you know, the horse Spirit, and I used to play that game and stuff, and that's pretty much the only thing I ever played on that. And okay, fave original movie, Disney movie, fave like the Disney Channel movies that would come on, the original ones. I always loved Halloween Town, Smart House, and the 13th Year. I loved them so much. Even now, like, I just love like rewatching them and stuff like that, you know. Fave music artists. Now, I wasn't much into like music because, I mean, as a kid I was too busy like running around and drawing and, I don't know, doing stupid things outside and stuff like that. I never really like sat down and just like listened to music. but I really loved the Disney songs, and I could sing like every single one of them. I still can, so I guess that counts, kind of. Okay, next question is favorite Nick Jr. show. Alright, I loved Blue's Clues so much, Franklin, Gullah Gullah Island, which is like this crazy yellow big ginormous frog thing, and I love him, and he was so cool to me. And Little Bear, I'd have to say Little Bear was probably my favorite, really. I really loved Little Bear. I still watch him. Okie dokie, favorite candy. Okay, I absolutely adored having one of those Wonder Balls. I didn't even want it for the candy. I wanted it for the freaking Disney sticker you were gonna get inside. Yep, I loved them. And they had those little sour candies inside of them once you got to the chocolate ball too. Ugh, yeah. I'm sad that they don't make those anymore, but they were so cool. They really were. Anything that had something inside of it, I loved. Like, I loved eggs. Like, around Easter time, I didn't want them to put candy in it. I wanted them to put like a baby or something in it, like a little toy of some baby animal or just something weird like that. I loved that kind of stuff. Or money, you know, because money. Next question is favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toy. Alright, so I don't think anybody remembers these really, and it's kind of going to be a little bit weird explaining it, but there was these toys that were like, they looked like, you know, VHS tape holder thingies, these kind of, whatever you want to call these, but they were mini. Then you would open them and they would have a Disney character inside. So see, Aladdin, and that's how it would go, and they were like my favorite. I loved that. Oh my gosh, I wanted to go to McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's. I don't like it at all. Never did really that much, but I always went for the toys. That was my favorite. The next is my favorite book, which I remember books like there was Amelia Bedelia. I really loved that book. It's like she would take everything so literal. The one that I had, she dressed a turkey, and I just thought that was the best thing ever. She literally dressed the turkey, and my sister had a dream about it and thought we dressed a turkey, and we're like, no, that was in that book. And it was really funny because she really thought that her dream was real, and she was convinced, and it was obvious that she just got it from that book and stuff. I also had a pop-up book that had like these witches in it, and they popped out, and for some reason I really remember that and liked it and made my mom read it to us a lot. I think it had other monsters in it too, but I just specifically remember the witches in it. And pretty much the Dr. Seuss books like Green Eggs and Ham and the ABC book, I really loved Z. It was like called Zigger Zagger Zug or something weird like that, but I absolutely loved Z for that book, and I was always excited to get to it, and that's how I learned my ABCs, was from me and my mom reading that together. And the last thing is what you watched when you came home. And I specifically remember when I got home, I would always watch Full House and Arthur, and then my mom would come and pick me up from my grandma's house. So that's pretty much what we did. Me and my grandma sat down and watched those together, and my sister. So yeah, that was the 90s tag. Hope y'all liked it, and if you are a 90s child, I tag you to do this tag. I will show you my makeup for today. I did kind of crazy eyeliner stuff, so I don't know. I would have had my glasses off the whole time, but I had to read. Zoom me. Will you focus? I don't think it's gonna focus. So there's that. Woo! Alright guys, so hope you enjoyed this.